Hello, I am Squallcasting, and I've got more StarCraft for you. Now in this particular game we have me, Averos. Yes, that is me. I know that my casting identity is Squallcasting, but Averos is the tag that I tend to use for a lot of my online stuff. Playing with me is Blood Faucet, a good friend of mine, and Absolute Chaos, another friend of mine. Now this replay was taken from like a year ago. I have no idea which patch this was on. Oh, okay, I guess this was pretty close to when that crazy church cult was predicting the end of the world. So yeah, this was sometime in May last year. I don't know if you saw that, but yeah, there was a group that was all like, the Bible proves that the world will end at this day at this time, and it was pretty hilarious. Anyway, so these are our opponents: Aki, Kawasu, and JSB. In all likelihood, I will end up referring to people by their colors just because that's a little bit easier. Now, since this replay is from such a long time ago, I actually don't have any idea what happens. So, yeah, even though I actually did play this game, I don't know what's going to happen. So, it should be interesting. So, this is a 3v3 on a map whose name I cannot remember. There are 2 Xel'Naga Watchtowers, each attached to a gold expansion. And these are kind of hard to take and hold. But if you can get a very nice economic return on it. I do think at the time of us playing this, we were in the Diamond League. We've generally been in the Diamond League for most of our team games throughout our StarCraft 2 career of having fun. So yeah, so red here does seem to be going into just a bio-oriented build. It has 2 barracks on the way. Averos is making a gateway and an assimilator. And blue, spawning pool, finishing up pretty soon. Purple, on the other hand, gateway, pylon. Yeah, there's really not too much to talk about at this point in the game. Everyone's just kind of finishing up their really basic tier 1 units. But yeah, it looks like this. I guess I will call this team the red, teal, blue. This will be the southern team, and this will be the northern team. So I will call them by that. Or maybe western versus eastern. That's kind of the closest things to their orientations. So blue is throwing down a Roach Warren. So could be he wants to do a bit of early pressure with that. Not really going to tech immediately, but instead just get some really beefy tier 1 units out. Looks like there was something cancelled there. Not sure if that was a command center or what. That was pretty big. But anyway, so red just pumping on out a lot of bio. Getting some pinging for a outlying overlord. Could be they want to move some marines up there and kill it. Purple, chrono boosting out that warp gate. Yellow has a bunker that will defend himself but not his allies. Not the greatest move. And honestly, he's kind of in the safest position. If anyone's going to die, it's going to be purple here, because he's the furthest from his allies. So, not entirely sure why yellow is doing this, but I guess he's just a bit nervous about dying, and yeah. So we got 2 more gateways coming from teal. Got a Stalker, Zealot, getting warp gate now. Saving up a lot of chrono boost on the Nexus, or just not using it because teal is a horrible player. I sometimes forget about chrono boost. Yeah, it's not the best thing in the world. Looks like they want to push a bit, and yeah, as I mentioned, if anyone's going to die, it's going to be this guy, because he's kind of the furthest removed. And a fair number of team maps do this, where at least when it's a 3v3, 2 players will be close together and can help each other really easily, and 1 person will be a little bit further removed. This map, it's not the most severe. I can't remember what the other map is, but in that one, like, the one guy is so far removed from his friends. And here we go. Roach is scooting on up. We got 2 stalkers. We got some bio supporting. And here we go. Roach is pushing on up. Gonna take out that zealot with ease. Orange is moving out some roaches, pulling some roaches back as well to come help. We will see how each team deals with this. Blue looks like he wants to just push in, take out these sentries. Stalker's microing on back. Looks like they just want to get into the base, deal lots of damage. Red losing all of his bio as they're on support. Pylon goes down. These gateways are unpowered. So purple will not be able to... replay bar. What a terrible mistake. Anyway, so fighting still going on. And yeah, purple definitely looks like he's in a very difficult position here. All of his reinforcing units are dying. And blue just bringing even more roaches forward. And yeah, there's probably not much they can do at this point. He's probably going to lose this Nexus. And it looks like that is what blue is going to go for. Got some Stalker Wars going on here. That Stalker's going to go down. Blue should probably turn around and fight those roaches, but it looks like he doesn't want to. That's a bit of a mistake in all likelihood. And yeah, I got a few more reinforcements coming in, so it looks like his Nexus will not die. Gets pretty darn close, though. Purple running this Stalker away. Oh, he has a, or teal, I should say, and he does have a pylon down there, so he could warp in some reinforcements. But there's probably a bit too much stuff there, so that will not be too terribly effective if he does choose to do that. And yeah, they do pick up on it and kill it, so Purple taking quite a bit of hurt, but not dying, just managing to hold on barely. And the southern team is repelled. So red has managed to get a starport up, so just continue with that bioproduction, getting some medevacs out. We'll probably add a reactor on there at some point. Teal is staying on gateway for the moment. Does have a robo-bay coming down though. What's building that? Something's queued up to build it. Okay, that was kind of awkward. Anyway, so getting a robo-bay down, getting a Twilight Council as well. They're going for a lot of different tech options, and also expanding. Because if you've been macroing really badly, you may as well expand. Why not? So you got a pretty scary force coming out here, and he needs to pull those Stalkers back or they're going to die. Yep, pulling them on back. There are some roaches there to help, but those tanks are sieged up now and they cannot engage into that. And the southern team's going to have to hold on back. Definitely doesn't want to lose, they do not want to lose a lot of units to those tanks. So, yeah, northern team just kind of sieging up a little bit, pinning the southern team in. Looks like they're going to take the high ground, try to shoot on down. That's a nice little move, picking off a few units for free. Tanks moving forward. They could stim forward and take them out now, but no, they do not. They don't actually even have stim yet. Is he researching that? Okay, good, he is. That's still a very, very late stim. Likely delayed by all that aggression they were doing early on. So Teal just continuing to pick away, trying to stay out of the range of those tanks, but keep the enemy from pushing forward too much more. And this is a pretty scary force. Red pushing forward, taking some tank shots rather foolishly. Doesn't look like he actually lost any units though, and medevacs will heal those up, so not the worst situation for him. And those tanks just continuing to slowly step on forward. Definitely a difficult position for them. I'll take a quick peek at the production tab. So Teal is getting blink. What else do we have? That's too much information. Screw it. So we got fighting. Teal once again scooting up to the high ground to work on units, but doesn't quite have the range to do too terribly much. And yeah, this base here definitely under a threat of death by these tanks and these forces. And the northern team just continuing to rally units forward. Blue tried to take a base here, but it is going to die before really accomplishing much. Very sad for him. He does have a single overlord on the high ground here, so he has some idea of what's coming up here, and there are creep tumors as well to help provide vision. And this is a pretty scary force from the northern army. We'll have to see how the southern team deals with it. A few sentries out here to try to throw down some force fields. Blue still on roaches, does not yet have movement speed. That would definitely benefit him a lot. What's that ping for? Maybe they want to try to send a few units up for a counterattack. Oh, but here we go. We got a big engagement. Tanks sieging up. They start firing. And it's really hard to tell what's going on. Guardian Shield going down, mitigating so very much damage from the southern team. Southern team does have Guardian Shields too, but not quite enough. And oh, this is looking terrible. Stalker scooting forward, trying to take tanks out. They do manage to get that tank, and they've cleaned up all tanks but one. But they're having to fall back. There's still just too much stuff. And the southern team is in a very difficult position right now. Blue's managing to get more roaches out. Teal getting some stalkers, but that's too much stuff. He needs to pull that back. He does blink away. Red falling on back to his base. And the southern team is just getting split up. And that's always such a difficult position to be in a team game. You never want your armies to be divided, because then you can't effectively fight your enemy head on in a straight up engagement. So that expansion does go down, and they are expanding behind this as well. Orange has had this base for what looks like a little while, as that creep spread is pretty solid, but he doesn't have any drones there yet. Oh, it looks like we have a run up by red, so could potentially draw some units back, but yellow has a whole bunch of stuff that's been built up at home, and is going to be able to deal with this with ease. Did he get any drones with that? Doesn't look like he really did, so not really accomplishing very much at all with that. But looks like we got another engagement here, and wow, Red just driving away with some Ling support. So finally pushing away that big, scary engagement. There are some Zealots there now, but these do have concussive shells, so they'll be able to kite quite effectively and keep those Zealots from really accomplishing very much at all. And yeah, Southern team just finally managing to break that siege. And just starting to expand now out of it. Red does have this base up now. Teal having a single pylon there for warping in for drops, I guess. And what's this? Oh, Blue has some random overlords in the middle of Teal's base. That has to be a miss rally. He needs to pull those out. Purple hasn't noticed. We'll see if he notices. And remember, these are slow overlords. These are not post-patch overlords, which are still slightly slower than a barracks, but almost as fast as. And yeah, Purple picks up on that. Gonna kill them. Absolute chaos. Throwing down the oops. Not too terribly happy about that outcome. That's always rather embarrassing. So Red still just on this Bioforce. Just now getting an engineering bay to get some upgrades. And Yellow just getting into a defensive posture to defend this expansion. Because of the expansions they currently have, this is probably the most vulnerable one. If Purple were to expand here, which he is doing, this is definitely the most vulnerable one. So, yeah, it's the most vulnerable because it's the furthest from the from his allies, so they can't reinforce it as quickly. And both teams just kind of sitting back, macroing up for the time being. Red looks like he wants to push forward a little bit. He has quite a bit of stuff. We'll see if his allies come along to support. Looks like he'll just pick off those Marines at the watchtower, and we'll see if he wants to push up there. That's kind of a lot of tanks. I don't know if this would be a good move, but he's going for it anyways, picking off the tanks instantly and pulling back. And he's starting to kite. Picking off roaches, and roaches just don't deal with marauders very well. Marauders actually completely obliterate roaches, I should say. And yeah, Teal bringing some stalkers up to support as well. He does have blink, so he will be able to keep those alive for quite some time. But Yellow bringing even more forces down, does have 3 tanks with that. We'll see if he gets a good siege up. And sieging just a little bit too far to really effectively support this battle. 1 tank managing to get some hits on the stalkers. Stalkers blinking forward so they aren't getting hit by that anymore. Cleaning up everything there. Trying to move tanks forward even more. But we got even more forces coming to repel the Southern Army. Blinking back. And they're going to have to run for sure. A single force field goes down. Doesn't really accomplish very much at all. And Red trying to kite on back. Now, has Blue really rebuilt anything at all? Does he have an army? Okay, he has 2 roaches and hydras. Okay, he's been moving into mutas, so he doesn't really have much of a force. Red and Teal comprising the majority of the armies. And what's this? Red loading up everything. Oh, okay. Just wants to get onto that high ground so he can see what's going on and have that oh so important high ground advantage. And could potentially pick off some units if they scoot past without having any vision. We'll see. Those roaches are really close. How are those roaches not in range of the marauders? Moving some SCVs forward. They take a tank shot. They're not feeling too happy about that. But they don't die because SCVs are OP apparently. Yeah, tanks don't hit hard enough. And still continuing to load up some medevacs. And okay. So it looks like he wants to either take this base or just build some fortifications here. May throw down some bunkers, some turrets, just so he's kind of fortified. Or is he going to push out? Hard to say. Do we have any other action going on around the map? Okay, mutas here have killed a bunch of stuff. He's going to have to run away. He'll try to keep an eye on the various things going on. Blue has established this base here. And the mutas do run away from the Marines there. Yellow, though, looks like he wants to siege up this position. And he will be able to shell this expansion. What does he have vision from? Okay, there's an overlord there. What's going on here? There's no anti-air, and he has loaded medevacs. But is he going to go for it? We need to watch this. Oh, yeah. Moving the medevacs directly over the tanks. There's no anti-air. Dropping on down. Dropping units next to the tanks so they kill each other with their own splash damage. Nicely played by Red. This base still under siege. Taking damage. Probably going to die. But Red managed to clean up all those tanks without losing very much at all. Teal bringing some stalkers forward to support. Single tank here sieging on up, but it's not going to be enough. Those Marines are all dying. Marauders stem forward, kill the 1 tank with ease. And the Northern team just kind of reinforcing this position very piecemeal. Not really having enough units. And Orange throws down the GG. He feels it's done. Might see him get out of the game in just a second. Or not. Yep, there they go. And the only one remaining is purple. We'll see if he manages to, if he sticks around. Nope, he throws down to GG as well. And leaves the game. Any second now. He wants to draw things out. Wait a minute. Oh. Purple sacrificing his base for the swarm. Just taking the death, but purple does leave the game as well. He felt there's just no way to come back from that. Yeah. And, oh, was that actually a one of each on each team? Yeah, it was. Okay, that's kind of fun. I didn't actually even notice that until now. Anyways, thank you guys for watching my game. I hope you did enjoy it. Please do leave comments and feedback. Please do like and subscribe, and I will see you guys later.